My were book. Please take out your pink sight word readers and open up to the last reader for week 8, were. Write your name and number on the byline. Let's start reading My Were book. Today's focus sight word is the sight word were. Were is made up of 4 letters, but only 2 sounds. Interesting. W-E-R-E spells were. When we say these sounds, though, the E-R-E at the end makes a very special sound. It just says like the letter R. Were. This is very peculiar. That's one reason it's a sight word, because it's hard to read by sound, so we have to learn it by sight instead. We sound out this word by saying were. There are a few other words that end in E-R-E that do not sound the same. For example, the sight word here is H-E-R-E, but it sounds very different. That's why we study them as sight words, so we know how to read them by sight because the sounds do not always make sense. Let's open up the reader and start reading. Read after me. Were you riding in the car? Circle the sight word were. Let's spell were. W-E-R-E. Were. Read after me. Were you riding in the truck? Circle the sight word were. Let's sound out were. Were. Turn your page. Notice on this page, I see a different word than I've been seeing in the sentence. In the previous sentences, we were reading the word in the car, in the truck. I see now that we're talking about a bike. Do you ride in a bike or on a bike? We ride on the bike. Notice that there are some sentences in this reader that are not all the same. Sometimes it will say the word in if you're riding in a vehicle, or sometimes it will say on if you're riding on a vehicle. Be on the lookout for when those words change so you make sure that you're reading not by guessing, but actually by reading the words on the page. Let's keep going. Read after me. Were you riding on the bike? Circle the sight word were. Let's spell were. W-E-R-E. Were. Read after me. Were you riding on the ATV? Circle the sight word were. Let's sound out were. Were. Read after me. Were you riding in the train? Circle the sight word were. Let's spell were. W-E-R-E. Were. You're doing such a fantastic job. Let's keep going. Read after me. Were you riding in the plane? Circle the sight word were. Let's spell were. W-E-R-E. Were. Last page. Read after me. Make sure you're tracking with your fingers when I read to you and when you read back to me. Were you riding on the motorcycle? Circle the sight word were. Let's spell out and sound out the word were. W-E-R-E. Were. Were. Awesome job reading today. I'm so proud of you. Now, please take out your My Sight Word Journal and write one sentence using our focus word of the day, were. You can choose to copy a sentence from your reader or make one of your own. Whatever you decide, make sure you use nice, neat handwriting, a capital letter at the beginning, and a punctuation mark at the end. And don't forget those finger spaces between your words. Thanks for working with me today.